Hello, my most amazing art students. Today we're going to talk about this sculpture. So I want you to think about in your mind what you see here. What is this piece of art? Well, I told you it was a sculpture. And it is more than 2,000 years old. It was carved in Greece out of stone. This actually is a Roman copy of a Greek original. Okay, so in Athens, Greece, a man named Myron copied the original Greek statue of the Discobolus. What is this statue doing? What does it look like he's doing in this statue, in this pose that he has? So some of you guys that might have siblings in older grades might have been in track and field, and this right here, it kind of looks like a frisbee. It's called a discus, okay? And in the Olympics, they throw this disc as far as they can. They kind of do this wind up and then they throw it. Does it look like he would be able to throw the discus very far in the pose that he's in? Possibly. My daughter did discus, and so has my son. And this pose in particular that is depicted here, a lot of scholars have said it doesn't really represent how a discus thrower would wind up to throw the disc. So he might be able to throw it, but not very far in this pose. But we do see that his muscles and all of his, the pose is very strong. It looks like he's very powerful. So in our minds, we can think, yes, he would be able to throw the disc very far. So the other thing is his face. I'm going to zoom in on his face for you guys, because interestingly enough, his face, focus, there we go. His face does not look like he's straining very hard, right? He looks pretty calm about what's happening. So most people, when they're about ready to do something quite hard or very strenuous, their face gets kind of scrunched up. And this is classic Greek. They want to depict the human form in its perfection, in a state of beauty. So having a scrunched up face doesn't really go with that. When you guys are lifting something heavy, think about what your face looks like. When you're helping mom or dad with the groceries or lifting something very heavy, your face isn't very calm looking. So what would your body look like if you were throwing a ball? How would your body be posed if you were doing that? Maybe get a ball and see how your body would act. Okay? So we talked about there's some things that suggest that this is from Greece, because in classic art and architecture, they have this perfect human form. They are very interested in showing the muscles, the musculature of the body, and that's why they don't have clothes on, because they revered the human form. They thought it was divine from the gods, and so they wanted to show it in all its glory. So, we have all of the veining. I mean, this is made out of stone, and the fact that they are able to show the veins in the muscles is amazing. So definitely shows that it's of Greek classical origin. So let's see, anything else that we can... This is a picture of the sculpture, right? But if we're in real life, if you were to go see this in Rome, because that's where it's at right now, you could go to Rome, Italy, and see this. You could walk around the whole statue. You could see every side of the statue in its entirety, because a sculpture is three-dimensional. It exists in space, where this picture is just flat, right? It doesn't have three-dimensionality, okay? What you would be able to see his back muscles over here, the back of his head. It's interesting too because the artist carved these little ringlets into his hair as well, and you would be able to see the little cracks because this was put back together. It looks like his leg was cracked off here and his foot was cracked off. Possibly the arm was cracked off at one point. Definitely the disc was cracked. You would be able to see so much more detail if you were to see this in person. And I hope to see it one day. So this is just a little background on the Discobolus. We're going to go over a couple more types of sculpture in the coming weeks. And we're just going to be learning about some art history before we do a project. All right. Thanks for joining me today.